Oh dear me, I'm going to do this again because, oh, sorry, I just did a live stream and it didn't switch over to my screen capture. I don't know why. Let me just make sure this is working now. Oh, I hate it when I have to do this all over again. Just a minute, let me check something. Right. I really don't want to do this again. But what do I hate it when I have to do this all over again? Just a minute. Alright, I'm capturing my screen now. Right. So basically I was just talking to myself while I was talking, and everything that I was trying to show you was not there. And I thought, what's going on here? Right, so let's try this again. I'm going to summarize. I'm going to summarize, okay? Because so a bunch of comments have been disappearing recently, and let me just go to where I was at. Right. Oh, this is frustrating. Why didn't you capture my screen when I was trying to show you this? Right, I'll have to link it to the other video or something. Right, basically the comments, the community, not the community, it's the under content, under posts, a whole bunch of comments disappeared that were down here. Right, there was a friend of mine who worked at, a friend of mine who was disabled. I met at Age UK, and he posted some comments that were unrelated to the actual content, but that's irrelevant. The point is his comments disappeared, right? So when I zoom in, why is it not doing it? Oh, there we go. Right, where are we? So it says 0, but he posted there was about 5 or 6 comments in there. He posted about 3 comments, I posted about 2 or 3. There were 6 or 7 comments in there, and they're all gone, right? And we don't know why, because recently YouTube posted this update, this notice. They sent me this notice saying that fixed comments and channel info viewing issues. Now, apparently a bunch of people have been having some issues with their comments not showing up. This is it. Just a quick note. Just a quick note. We are aware of some of you were having trouble with comments and channel info not loading correctly. Our team investigated this and has rolled out a fix. Thanks for your reports. Well, I never reported a problem until now. I'm not even reporting. I'm not going to bother because what's a bit? I mean, it was just the only thing that affected me was the actual stuff in posts. It wasn't in my under videos or anything. It was just in posts, right? And I don't really have that many posts, and they're not that important really for me personally. So anyway, so I got this article, this mention. Non-issues. I don't even know if that's from YouTube, because look at this. When you click on it, it's from Google. It's not even from YouTube, right? It's a supportgoogle.com YouTube thread. It's a thread on Google, right? Oh, it says YouTube, Julia Team YouTube, a Google employee. So yeah, she posted that. So there's been issues, right? And somebody asked me a question: why am I being promoted? Well, obviously I'm old and I make mistakes, and I don't know what I'm there, because I was sure I was sharing my screen. Because when I look at my OBS, it says I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I can see it there, right? But when I went to look at the video that I just made, it wasn't there. So I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? Because I could see that I was sharing my screen, but it's not there. I'll just close that a minute. So when I went to this video, I've just done a few minutes ago, it it was just my camera, basically. What was it? It's under live. It was just me. The reason I put my camera on is because I was gonna use the microphone on the camera, right, for the sound. It sounds a bit clearer normally, but then I realised I was probably too far out of step or whatever. Anyway, at least now look, it's showing up the screen, right? Okay, so that's working. So I was showing all this stuff, and nobody saw it. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And I was showing you my brother and my dad and everything else, and so if you go to YouTube and you go to where it says on my channel, you go to where it says oldest, you can see all the old stuff which I did years ago, right? And the video I was talking about was that one, and I was playing that through, and I was showing you where was it? I was showing this footage. There's my dad on the left, leaning over the baby, and there's my brother on the right. He's passed away. And I was showing you this stuff, and you didn't see it because there was some sort of a glitch. And I don't know why. It's weird. There's obviously some technical thing going on with OBS. I don't know. But my dad passed away in 2007. I'm not on about the baby. No, I'm not talking about the baby. No, I need to move forward. So that's it. Oh my God. So this was in 1993, right? Were we? I can't even find where I am on here now. Oh, where is it? Oh, we go back to ×2 speed. This is annoying me. Oh yeah, there I am. So that was me back in 1993. Oh my God, yeah, distorted. The image is a bit distorted for some reason. I was pulling a face, I think. Anyway, but that was before my transgender thing, right? Anyway, so wrong button. I was trying to click on. What is it? I was just showing you some family history. Was that it? But yeah, these comments that go missing, they're very confusing. I have no idea why. I mean, oh my God. So this particular video had 451 views, and it's what, 15 years old. Right, now a guy asked me a question, why am I on a subscriber list? Now there used to be a moderator who was moderating my channel, and I don't know who this moderator was, but it was in my lists, and I didn't actually invite them in. There was, I don't know who it was, but there was somebody there, but I was a little bit suspicious about it. I actually took them out. I removed them from the list, from the I think it was a review or something. It was just that I didn't know who they were, and they never introduced themselves and told me anything, so I thought, well, why are they in my special list? When you go to YouTube, I think it's in, I think it was under, oh, damn it, I can't remember now. There's a special section to do with moderators somewhere. Oh, it'd be under Google one. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it now. But there's a section where you can assign certain third-party moderators, and what have you. Now, there was a lot of stuff that I recently did that caught the attention of a few people who were interested in what the research I was doing. I was doing a lot of research in electronics and magnetism. I'm an inventor, right? And I was building all these devices, these magnetic motors. And somebody was obviously interested in all that. Why am I not seeing everything right now? Just a minute. I'm in live, aren't I? That's why. So videos. You go to videos. And then I go to oldest. Those are my oldest videos, that, right? The oldest live content is a different animal, basically. So all this live content shows up different content because it's when I started doing live streams. So this is my oldest live stuff to do is a lot of electronic research. Generally speaking, I didn't used to go live unless I was actually doing experimentation and research. I did this old Nikon magnetic switching transformer design that I built. Let's see. I'm not even sure if that's in a playlist actually. Don't recall. Oh yeah, it was on Nikon magnetic switching transformer I designed. So a lot of the live stuff is research. I was doing some setup tests back then as well. There's an awful lot of unique stuff in my channel that nobody else has built because I designed it myself, right? I didn't copy it from someone else, I designed it myself, you know? Bit like freaking Tesla, you know, how he built stuff, and yeah, I'm not comparing myself to him, right? But just saying, he designed and created stuff from scratch, right? And I did the same thing, basically, but I had some inspiration from ideas from other people. So anyway, that's just some of the stuff I've been working on, but there's all 3D printing, 3D design. Hopefully you can see my mouse. Yeah, it's still working. And a lot of the live stuff is to do with my research. And that was the 3D printer that got smashed in the mail and I had to fix it. We're going back 6 years, something like that now, here. So when somebody asks me questions about why I'm in a subscriber list, I don't know. I don't know why I'm in a subscriber list. It might be because somebody, YouTube, Google thought my content was interesting enough to put it there. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe there's an angel watching over me. I don't know. You go figure. I mean, all this stuff here you're looking at right now is to do with my research, my inventions. Most of it. I built that thing, which I've since dismantled. That was like a conundrum. It was a freaking steampunk build. Not really steampunk, but it, it was unique. Nobody else had built that. My arm's in the way on there. But this thing, it had magnetic coils. It was a push-pull system, magnet motor. Push-pull. It's actually in operation right there. And the coils were assembled between two spinning rotors. And the idea was that the magnetic flux between the coils, the lens effect will be cancelled out. And I had some very interesting results with that. Because it was parallel. You know, it was in a straight line. It wasn't on a curve. It was very precise, but I didn't get a lot of power out of it because the coupling was very low. But I'm pretty sure that if that was built better, it would have been a very interesting design. it might have produced some very interesting outputs. I had all these copper strips on these boards which linked the coils to my other coils and rectification, and I made these weird pyramid style coils. They were wound a bit like a pyramid. It's hard to see on that, but they had a thicker base. The coil on one side was thicker, and it had an open end on one end, and the other end was very focused. So the magnetic field was very focused, like to a point. So the reason I'm going over some of this stuff is because people don't even know about this stuff. I mean, unless you've been watching my YouTube channel for years, you won't even know what I've been doing. Oh, wrong button. I'm trying to get out of this right now. So that particular title is Twin Rotor Alternating Magnetic Energy Prime Movers, and I called it the Bubbulator, which is a unique name. Which actually, if you search Bubbulator, you find a lot of water-related baths and things like that. So you might find it interesting, and I made some very, very flat, like pancake-style coils. They weren't totally pancake, but they were very flat. They were very narrow. It was an experimentation in cancelling lens effects in drag, right? That video, believe it or not, in 6 years has only had 10 views. 10 freaking views. Because nobody knows where this stuff is. Nobody knows what I was working on because nobody's bothered to look, right? It was interesting for me. I learned a lot of stuff on all this stuff, right? And why did I dismantle it? Well, it's bulky. It takes up a lot of space. And I wanted the magnets for another project I was building, right? So I dismantled it because I wanted the magnets out of those rotors. There was a lot of freaking magnets in the rotors, right? Neodymium, I think they were 20 millimeters by 3 millimeters thick, something like that. 20 millimeters diameter round. And I still have those things, those discs, right? But I think I put them all away. But anyway, and I was doing a lot of this research in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep. I was nocturnal. Anyway, there's a load of stuff on my channel if you know what to look. I mean, you could go to just search live. Just go to live and search oldest first, and you'll see all this stuff coming up. You can go and watch it if you're interested in watching it. But and I did some fan designs. Some interesting fan designs for a turbo I was working on to test energy transfer from, I don't know, a stack of these things. I 3D printed these fans, you know, there's loads of them. I've still got most of them actually, they're in a big stack. Air turbines, you know, just air, nothing else. A plastic ABS, that's another design I was experimenting with. There's a lot of stuff in that, and that's one of the I best just zoom in on the thumbnail because it might. So that's one that I made, and I was testing it on there's a small motor spinning it, and that's another one I did. I based it on a vacuum cleaner I saw years ago. It was based on that, but it wasn't a direct copy, it was my own design, using my own pitch angled turbine blades. I was experimenting with different variations, and I put the candle next to this one over here to demonstrate how much airflow there was through it, right? That's the only reason for the candle being there. And I using the candle again just to show the airflow moving through it. And I was using I didn't expect to get anything good out of that, right? I didn't expect it to be. It was a bit of a. I was playing around with that. It was just a toy to me at the time. It was just interesting. I was trying to understand some basic stuff about turbulence and channeling air and all this stuff. And I wanted to do it myself. I didn't want some guy in a laboratory somewhere explaining stuff to me. I wanted to put my hands on this stuff and play with it. And that's the reason I built that. And there's me blowing a bag up. Right. So there's this one. um, I actually filled a bag, and it really pressurized it pretty well. So I put this bag over the end of it. Hang on, can I hear myself? Oh.
Well, it says I think I'm streaming. Yeah, I must be.
Oh.
Anyway.
Right, let me just skip forward. Where were we? I don't know, bore you with it all. I was only recording stuff on my bloody phone and stuff. I don't know. Can't remember. Let's skip forward. So here, there's me when I inflate this bag. Right, are we watching?
Right. For 27 seconds.
So yeah, I was testing to see how much pressure I could build up using these turbines, right? And it was quite surprising how much pressure there was there. Quite a bit. And there was multi-layered turbines in there, centrifugal force pushing that air through, and I was timing how long it would take to fill that bag. I learned quite a bit. It was fascinating. It was fun. I had a lot of fun from that. And some of the designs I did later on. But anyway, as I was explaining in the previous video, you can listen to the sound, but for some reason I didn't capture my screen. I don't know why. It's just weird. I also did some other designs, electromagnetic coil designs, and there's some more designs I did. I was testing drag on a spinning magnet array, which using magnets in a special arrangement. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff I was filming back then, I was using. I think I got my hands on a HD dashcam camera, which is what I was using to film a lot of this stuff. Otherwise, it would have been terrible, because all I had was a crappy phone. That's that thing you can see on there. But obviously, we've moved ahead now. Things have advanced quite considerably since then. But having that HD dashcam camera was really useful for live streaming. It helped me produce some pretty good. And there's my coil winder I made. Designed a coil winder. You can go and check that out. So I'm basically doing a review on my stuff that I did in the past. There's a coil winder I designed and built. It worked pretty well. It worked very well considering it was just manual. I mean, it was manual in the fact that there was no automation, no computer or anything. That's me using that. And the way it worked was it had a follower. Each wrap of wire would be pushed up against the next wire, and the follower would follow that wire. So there was a certain amount of error involved if the coil wasn't directly dead parallel. But I made this coil winder to wind all my coils for a lot of my experiments without me having to manually wind them. The main advantage of using this thing, right, was the fact that I could just stop anytime I wanted without putting tape on it and gluing it or anything. I could walk away, make a cup of coffee, have a break, come back and continue winding without having to worry about it all going pew all over the place, you know what I mean? So instead of me worried about my wire just all falling off the spool and going everywhere, this coil winder thing made my life really easy, because I could wind all these different types of coil, and I 3D printed various different types of adapters to hold each type of coil, which is what you see there. This one's got some flats on the end that go into that little flat coil. Now, there's a lot of stuff I did. I did all sorts of stuff, but I got burned out and I got skin. I got broke. I got sick, and I just had to quit at some point. But yeah, you can go and search all this stuff on my channel if you want. Just browse. anyway, I'll stop that. But there's 2,300 videos on my channel, so good luck finding them all. Good luck looking for them all, because there's too many. But they're all different types, and there's a lot. I mean, I did a lot of stuff on livestream.com, but a lot of the content I did on there was lost. I had some backups, and I was trying to upload them to my Autoria backup channel. So if anyone wanted to go and look into some of the older stuff I was doing, they could go and see that. But I stopped doing that for a while because I thought, what's the point? Most of that research was pretty defunct anyway. I occasionally will upload some of that archive stuff, but I kind of got distracted with real life issues, you know, real life stuff. I mean, look, there's over 7 years of live streams. My whole freaking life is on here, right? I was working on all sorts of ideas, and I'm not a mathematician. I don't use math, so a lot of this stuff was basic inspiration. It was gut feeling. I was inspired to build certain things, right? I had some dreams, some ideas came to me, and that was me to design some circuit boards. So I designed some circuit boards in what was it? Design Spark. And then Design Spark stopped working on Windows XP because it wanted to be online, and it wanted to spy on me because it wanted to know when I logged on. Now that won't even load anymore, so I kind of gave up the ghost with it. I thought, well, sod it. If they're gonna be mean like that and make it so I have to be on the internet and I have to use the latest Windows system, I thought, sod it. I'm not gonna bother. So that's why I lost my inspiration. I lost my motivation with a lot of this stuff, because the software became unfriendly to me. So when I was back then, I was able to build and design a lot of this stuff, and I felt like I was being shut in a closet, right? And these are the pulse system generators that I designed, these circuits, to drive my electromagnetic pulse driven motors, right? Which, you know, pulse motors basically. So I had a pulse system, and I designed the circuits to be the prime mover, right? To move them, right? And I still have those circuit boards. They're very basic, and they're very simple actually. I was using a push-pull system. I had the circuit designed to detect the start time. It's like a timing on a car, you know, when you have the ignition spark. You trigger when to send the pulse through to the coil, and you also determine when you pass way past top dead center. You could set the trimmer to have the cut-off point where the electromagnetic pulse would stop, so you would minimize your current consumption. And so that's the reason I was designing these things. I was trying to minimize my drive current, and yeah, there's tons of stuff I designed. I've still got all this, a lot. I've still got that thing I built. It's on my table in front of me. I'll 3D model that. That's what it looks like inside. This one. Let me just see if I can zoom in. Magnet arrays inside in this actual rotor assembly inside this tube, and this tube was to protect me from the damn thing exploding and magnets embedded in my head. So I had this weird configuration with magnets on the inside core there, which would distort the flux fields, and I had magnets on the side to basically collapse the field at the end of the magnetic field and pull it down, and this would also pull it down, so I'd have a dead zone there. Basically I was trying to make a dead zone to have a sharp cut-off point of the magnetic field, so the magnetic field would be very strong here in the middle. It was coming way out here, you know, a long way out, but when you got to the end, the field would just collapse because of these magnets that were in the middle there. That's what these are. And I'm thirsty, and I'm just going to make a coffee, and I'm tired, and I don't even know if I'm making any sense to the people that are watching my YouTube, this video, just go and watch what I'm doing. If you're interested in it, go and watch it. That was a bit of a failure, that one. That was an earlier version. That one was my best one. That design. And those are the waveforms on the outputs on some of these things. I can't remember now. We're going back 7 years. So I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. If you don't know what's on my channel, it's because you haven't looked. I mean, it's all there. I mean, live stream, under live, you should be able to see a lot of my research stuff under live, apart from the recent stuff, which is to do with Second Life, which is really me relaxing because I need to chill out, right? And I've done a lot of repairs. I used to work at Scarborough Hi-Fi years ago. We used to do hi-fi repairs and stuff like that, but that was back in the 90s. So these are the videos which you might find kind of bland and boring, but most of my interesting stuff was done live years ago. Over a period of about 7 years, but you have to go back 3 or 4 years. So, oh my god, that's 10 years ago, isn't it, when I started doing that electronic stuff, research stuff, experimenting with motors and all that. We're going back to a start point of 10 years ago. Oh my god, time freaking flies. So I was probably 50. I must have been around 55 when I was doing a lot of this, and my disabilities were there and all that shit. But I was able to do a lot of this stuff because it wasn't very what's the word? It wasn't a lot of work, right? But physically, I could take my time on it. Anyway, I'm going. Thank you for watching and take care of yourself.